Hello, my name is Omega CT5555, a reference to Star Wars, because I like it. Anyways, introductions aside, this is War of Dots, a game where it's a war and there's dots. Shocker, I know. But recently, there was a game mode called Nations, and as it says here, it's the ultimate red versus blue battle. And essentially, players from either can pick holy. Yeah, this is what happens when you don't have a script. Um, Players can pick between two nations: red, the Red Empire, or blue, the Blue Republic. Even though they're basically an empire. Anyways, I am on the Reds team because red is superior. Red is better. Trust me. I know. And I was playing a few matches, and well, by a few I mean four. Um, and that's really it. And keep in mind, I haven't got to sleep in at least 12 hours, so that was fun to play War of Dots. Weirdly enough, I was actually fine. But what I wanted to show you is this match. Now, it was a weird match. Not because it was particularly hard, particularly, I hate English. Particularly, okay, you could probably figure out what word I'm saying. It wasn't that hard, minus the reason on why I'm making this video, and that is because of one blunder I make. And just so you know, I'm not good at this game, like at all. I suck at this game by all measurements. Um, so a lot of the plays you'll see, if you are a more experienced player, you can roast me in the comments. Go right ahead. But that's besides the point. Anyways, now with nations being introduced, there's been an influx of new players. I mean this, so me being a more experienced player does have a bit of an advantage over these guys, seeing how I know a bit more strategies and I know a bit more mechanics. So off the bat, you can see me immediately wanted to cross this river because units in water get slowed down and they take attrition, essentially meaning they lose health and morale. Or just so you know, the top bar is health, the bottom bar is morale. And that's really all you need to know about these dots, and I'll just continue explaining along the way. Oh, and units heal 2 times as fast on cities, and you need to stay positive in the funds, or else your units start dying, because believe it or not, armies need upkeep. Shocker, I know. Anyways, I see this little bulge here, and I realize if I can get a circle on here, I can kill 2 tanks off the bat and immediately get a huge advantage. Now, I do manage to get all my units that I wanted across the river, and my dumbass lets myself get encircled. Yeah, not my proudest moment. The worst part is, if I had this unit here, it probably could have been avoided. But no, I was stupid. I was cocky. And I lose a light unit and a heavy unit. So already, I'm low in troops. Or have less troops than him. And I almost have the same thing happen here. If it wasn't for this light unit blocking this one here, it probably would have been encircled for good. Thankfully, I got this one out, but it did take a slight amount of damage. Down here, I pinned this unit so I can hopefully kill it and kind of trade for the unit I lost. Thankfully, I eventually do get it. Unfortunately, it does take longer because it's not encircled, so that's a bit of a pain. They almost get this light unit encircled, thankfully, not quite. Now, the bad thing is about this whole situation is the fact that here is really, really hard to cycle. And cycling essentially means I pull weak units off the front and trade them, or, cycle them with more stronger units, ones with more health, more morale. And just so you know, morale essentially is like a second health bar. It's just a lot less, and it allows your units to do 4 times the damage it normally would without morale. So morale is very important. And under normal circumstances, if you had a unit like this, you would want to pull them out by now and replace them with one of this. I don't have that luxury, especially since I lost, like, 2 units at the start of the match. Because I was stupid. Shocker. I know. Oh god, you're gonna hear that a lot. My bad. I would say sorry. Holy sorry. I would say sorry, but I'm too tired to care. I'm gonna be honest. Anyways, I keep fighting. I'm at a troop disadvantage, and here, I'm gonna be honest, I was debating if I should just quit. Because again, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, I just did a... Like, I'm around with someone else that lasted like 20 minutes on a different game, and I'm just tired. But I decided to keep going, that if I am gonna lose, I might as well make this player suffer for it. Or not suffer, just fight me longer, I guess. Make their army suffer. Yeah, kill as many blue as I can. And here, this tank is being really annoying because it's not dying fast. He doesn't cycle as much here, which leads to him taking heavy casualties, especially at the start. So, that's one advantage on what I have. Now here, I realize this unit's almost dead. It's dying. If I don't kill this unit fast, I could get it out. And that essentially means I didn't trade anything, and I just get an L. I think I might have killed a light unit at some point, but I don't remember. Nor do I care to go back to look. Anywho, so I decided, seeing this unit so low and these units so low, I decided to send this unit from over here to attack it, because again, units with morale do 4 times the damage a normal unit without morale would do. Now, I want to get these units out of here and cycle them for a bit more, stronger units. And I thankfully get them across. Now, every time I cross this little path here, with low health units, I'm always wondering, are they just gonna die to the water? Thankfully, none of them do, I think. And another issue I have is that I don't get them on the city fully. It's really frustrating, but that's besides the point. Skill issue on my behalf. So here now, the front's expanded. Partly my fault because I didn't pull back here when I probably should have, but oh well, I guess. Hindsight's... I was gonna go somewhere with that, but I just stopped. I don't know why. Down south, I'm winning pretty handily. I probably could try to get in the circle, and I probably would have lost a unit, but oh well. And now, the troop counts have slowly gotten closer and closer, thanks to the fact that I'm cycling my morale unit, and he's just letting his units essentially die until he cycles them. So that's one reason why the troop counts are now getting even. Hooray! And now he starts sending his tanks down, which isn't ideal, especially since tanks in forest, where his tanks were, do only about half the damage they normally would. But on plains, they are actual tanks, and they're actually dangerous. Shocker, tanks are dangerous. Who would have thought? And so I'm starting to worry. I see him pulling down more units, so I send this unit down here. I see he pulls units over here, and I'm worrying, oh no, he's gonna attack here. Spoiler, he never really does. I don't know why. I am so weak here. Like, all things considered, I am weak, but he doesn't push it. However, now, he's lost his troop lead. I now have more troops than him. Granted, it's only a few thousand, and just so you know, each light has 10,000. I think each heavy like 20,000. I don't know. I don't remember. But yeah, it's going in my favor now. It's mostly just cycling. I just cycled a lot better, and that's why I'm winning. And funny enough, I think he might have had a better cycle than me. I don't know. Again, I'm not good at the game. You should probably ask better players if this was red-sided or blue-sided. I don't know. But to me, it seems a bit better because he didn't have to cross a stupid river to get across, where the smallest point is right here and it still takes like a second or two to get across. and a second or two can actually matter in a game that's, fast-paced in its strategy. So, for example, I could have a unit that's dying really fast, and I need a stronger unit there ASAP, but I can't, because it gets stuck on the water for those few seconds, and then I lose that unit, and I'm definitely not referencing a different match where this happened to me. Totally not. Moving on from that, I continue to push towards the capital, because if I take the capital, he stops making funds. If he stops making funds, he stops making more troops. And by more troops, I mean more units. He just stops producing units like this over here. And so I'm making kind of a quick push, kind of not. I'm doing a bit more slow and methodical, just trying to kill as many units as I can. Not well enough, because I stupidly didn't have these attacking for the longest time, but oh well. Again, I'm stupid. Actually, I don't think I've ever said I was stupid, but the more you know. And I didn't notice this until it was already 0, but apparently I went below 0 and some of my units started attritioning. I did not realize this until like right here when I realized, oh hey, one of my units are just dying or is just starving somewhere in the middle of the forest or something. I don't know where it was, but yeah. So that's another thing you have to be careful of when cycling is sometimes, because you're usually constantly producing units who have more units, so you can go over like the budget you have, because at the start of the game you start with 0 income. Usually there's some maps where you don't, but it's usually where you just start out with like making nothing. So you put units on cities so they don't take up upkeep, so you get you get your funds. But say you make an additional 5 units or so, and then even if you had like 5 units on the cities, that just means you have a 0 income. You're just balancing it out. So if you take a unit off that city, you start losing funds, and that's essentially where I was for a while. Which is why my cycling was a bit slower at this area here. Just because I was like, oh, I probably need to bring these guys over here so I don't start losing funds, start attritioning my units to death. I do get this heavy, which is really nice. And it's nice to kill a heavy after I lost a heavy at the start. It feels nice, to say the least. He probably could have got that out, honestly. It probably wasn't impossible to do so, because he probably could have pulled this back here to attack this unit, kill it, but he doesn't. He could have probably pulled this unit back, honestly. I would have been paranoid and kept this guy here. And up north, up north is just a slow, drawn-out fight. I probably should have brought like this heavy down south. I think I actually brought a heavy up there. I probably shouldn't have done that, and I was kind of thinking that even during the game, but I was too stubborn to pull it back. And in the center here, right here, I was desperately trying to keep this heavy in the forest, because I knew the second it got out of the forest, it would start killing my lights. So I do try my best to keep it there. Thankfully, it does for the most part. And Blue's front is just collapsing. It's going into ruin. Even though I'm making stupid mistakes like here and there, but that's besides the point. I am handily winning. There's no doubt about that. I had like 2.5 to 1 ratio, and it's just not going well. He probably could have started mass producing units and held out a bit longer, but oh well. Sucks to suck, I guess. And I'd like to make this clear here. Anything I say about like this stuff like that, I'm just joking, okay? I'm not meaning it, actually. I don't know the guy, so yeah. I don't know where I was going with that. I guess I was trying to say that I don't mean any harsh comments I make. I'm just fucking around. And again, sleep deprived. So a lot of stuff is probably just out of pocket. I don't have pockets right now. The shorts I'm wearing don't have pockets. But that's besides the point. And here, up in the north, I continue to push. I realized that I'm going to need more reinforcements, or I could potentially start losing up to the north. Because I thought he had stronger units, I'm gonna be honest, so I was a bit worried about that. I probably could have had these guys don't go down here, be fine. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say, I start losing some units because of my own negligence. Jesus Christ. English is not my favorite language. Then again, the other language is French, so... I guess it is better. Now that I have the capital, I'm starting making funds, and I don't have to worry about losing funds anytime soon, unless I magically pull 10,000, not 10,000, just 1,000 funds. Like, you know, just out of the blue. So I know I'm fine with cycling. I still don't do it for some reason. I think this unit right here stays here forever. Credit where credit is due, this guy does not surrender. At all. He keeps fighting until the bitter end. So, congratulations on that. You get a congratulations. I don't know what else to give you. And here, he starts pulling back his troops. I don't really notice this. The only thing I see is an empty city. Or it will be empty soon. I don't really see the fact that he starts moving his units over here until like right now, and I realize, oh hey, that's a lot of units. But I also see up here, free real estate. And here, it's basically just a slogfest. I'm winning, and the only reason it's not going any faster is because my units don't have morale, which is annoying. I almost get my entire army encircled around here. I almost got this pocket encircled. And if he had a bit more units and I didn't have these guys here, he probably could have encircled my entire army, which, you know, would not have been good. Shocker. Having all your units die is not good. I wanted to try getting encirclement here, trap these units, but it didn't work out. I do get this, which was really nice, until I realized, hey, this city's wide open. I could probably take it. And fun fact, you don't need to take all the cities, you don't need to kill all of his units, you just need 80% of the cities and the enemy's I almost said castle. Jesus Christ, I need to go to sleep. But anyways, I keep going, I take both of the cities, and I win. So, this was a weird match to say the least, but I managed to pull out in the end. Thankfully, I would have absolutely kicked myself in the behind if I, you know, failed. And because especially at the start, stupid mistake, I would have kicked myself down so hard. Thankfully for me, I was lucky that this person was a bit less experienced, so I got lucky there. And that's really it. I got lucky. Because I could have got unlucky and got like a top 5 player. I think one of them was on while I was playing, so that was always a fear every time I queued up for a match. Like, am I just going to run into a top player? But that's besides the point. If you like this garbage video, like and subscribe. I guess, yeah, I don't know what else to say, I'm gonna be honest. Um, the, yeah, sure. See you next time, except I'm probably not, because I'm probably not gonna post another video, because this video was really bad. Anywho.